They say this world chooses its champion, but today, 60 contenders have invaded its land, hungry, desperate, and ready to do whatever it takes. I'm not a YouTuber, and this is the beginning of my Minecraft Hunger Games. Alright guys, here we go. Let's not run the spawn, we're gonna go back. The scenarios for the match today are time bomb, no death match, and starting inventory. Within our starting inventory, we will have 4 gold blocks, a Gerald the Sniffer, a Tim the Enchanter, 16 wooden logs, and a netherite pickaxe with efficiency 2. Alright, I didn't head to spawn, so we need to find a structure quick. Just as I had said that we needed a structure, a giant one appeared right in front of my eyes. As I made my way to the top of the structure, I had to move fast because another player was behind me trying to steal the loot. Okay, I think that they're struggling to make that jump. Let's loot up quick and then get out of here. After leaving, I quickly found another structure of the exact same kind, so I decided that I would check it out real quick. After getting some pretty good loot and leaving the structure, I pulled out my Gerald because I wanted to get him down and see what my legendary would be. But the player from before was somehow still following us. Since the player wouldn't stop following me, I decided to turn around and see what he wanted. He ended up giving me a legendary, the Horn of Winter. Whenever I use this, it'll summon an ice horse. I thought that after he gave me the legendary, he would go, but I guess that he really wanted to be in the video and he kept following me as I looted the next structure. Let's go, we got a diamond, that's huge. 2 more diamonds, let's go. I don't know how that guy didn't loot those chests before I did. Now that I had 3 diamonds, I quickly grabbed some sugarcane and leather to make sure that I had everything I needed for enchants. With it seeming like this player wasn't going to leave me anytime soon, I decided to stop wasting time and dive down into the mines. Upon breaking ores, you have a chance of receiving a present over the next few days until it's Christmas. After breaking a present, you will receive a random loot pool, which if you caught earlier, we received a diamond. After our friend got in our way once again, trying to steal some iron ore from us, I went a little bit deeper into the cave and was able to create a little bit of distance between us. I grabbed a few pieces of gold that were near me, and then I finally decided to throw down my Gerald and find out which legendary I had for this round, which would be the Shrink Ray. If used correctly, this can be a very OP legendary. With PvP enabling in 4 minutes, I figured that now would be the best time for me to gear up with full iron armor and a diamond sword, just in case I wasn't able to find any diamonds before the time was up. I then turned my 4 gold blocks into solid gold and crafted all the heals that I could. With 2 players near me now, I just tried to get as far away as I could and threw down my Tim. This was really risky, and one of the players even tried to come over and steal my weapon. However, I still got it, and I was able to get Sharp 4, Sweeping Edge 3, one of the best possible enchants that I could have gotten from Tim minus Fire Aspect for a sword. So if you've watched this far, go give me a shout out Tim in the comment section below, and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, we really need some diamonds, and hello diamonds. Or I guess diamond. I find so many 1 veins on this server, it's actually ridiculous. And I also need to grab some water real quick, so let me do that. My goal at this point was to go down, find a lava pit, and get all the obsidian needed to finally craft my enchantment table. I had finally found the lava pool, and with 1 minute remaining, I had to break all this obsidian and craft the enchant table before the time was up. With about 20 seconds to spare, I finished crafting the enchant table, but we had company. Our friend from before has found us once again. With PvP now enabled, I wanted to hold true to my promise and take out the player who had been following me. But instead, I found diamonds, as it seems he had went up to the surface using his surface pearl. So, thirsty for some action, I decided to head to the surface as well. Okay, crap, I forgot that I hadn't enchanted my armor yet, so let me do that real quick before we start to go fight. Now that I was finally as geared up as I could have been, I decided it was time to head out on the hunt. And it was less than 100 blocks whenever I found a player trapped inside of a structure, with the only exit being through me. I was winning the fight, but I went in unprepared. I didn't organize my hotbar before going into battle, and this would prove to be something that would get me in some trouble. This player had a legendary called the Skulk Weaver's Lantern, which in my opinion is one of the most powerful legendaries in the game, encasing its enemies within a deep dark filled with endermen and wardens. Fortunately for me, my opponent was not able to take advantage of the situation, and they were now on the run. This was one of the situations where having my hotbar sorted would have been ideal. If I had my hotbar sorted, I would have had blocks in my hotbar and I would have been able to avoid this water. Lucky for me, my opponent decided to turn around and face me like a man. Before I even realized that I was getting low, I looked down and I was on 3 hearts. I took this opportunity to retreat and heal as much as I could before engaging in one last battle. And with both of our lives on the line, I got the final hit, leaving my opponent dead and me on half a heart. Even though I needed to heal quickly, we had acquired a lot of loot. Diamond boots, a Skulk Weaver's Lantern, and lots of new gold. Now in the clear from the explosion, I took this time to craft some new heals, since the last fight had drained me significantly. But I wouldn't have much time to rest or craft before being attacked from behind. With my health back down to 1 heart and only 1 gap remaining, I knew that I only had one option, and that was to run. I ran, and I ran some more, but this guy would not leave me be. Now down to 0 heals, I knew that I had to make a quick escape or it would be game over for me. After I did a little more running, I was able to create enough room to craft some gapples and turn on him. Using my shrink ray ability to turn me small, I was able to get a nice combo and send my opponent running. I could tell that my opponent was weak, but he kept blocking me off with these leaves before I could land the final blow. And in the end, my opponent's fate was the cold, hard ground. Yo, holy shit, 9 gaps, 3 diamonds, let's go. Now that I finally had some time to rest, I could work on upgrading my armor. I currently didn't have enough iron for an anvil, so I went out looking for another kill in order to secure what was needed. Once again, it wasn't very long before I spotted a player, and I approached ready for an ambush. And with just 3 hits, I took down this player that was unaware of the danger. Now with 10 gaps, 29 extra gold, and 5 legendaries, I was feeling like I was one of the most powerful players in the game. I quickly ran away before the time bomb exploded, and then I crafted a golden head. and 2 more gapples before heading towards my next fight. I also now had enough iron for an anvil, so I decided to craft some diamond boots. There wasn't any good enchants available for my boots, so I tried to craft an iron shovel and enchant that, but I was interrupted. At the beginning of this fight, I was genuinely getting destroyed, so I had to waste my last golden head in order to stay alive. I could see that I was about to fall into a hole. Right as I thought that the chase might be lost, I threw my Sculk Weaver lantern and trapped him within, earning myself 7 new gaps, along with 3 more diamonds and a new legendary. After realizing that I had left my enchant table back where the fight started, I decided to go back and get it. And then finally, I was able to enchant the shovel and then my diamond boots to eventually upgrade to Prot 2. Alright, here we go. Finally, we are getting a Prot 2 piece after all this time and all these kills. Could I even get Prot 2 on my chestplate? Here, let's see real quick. Okay, no, and that's really expensive, so I might end up making another iron chestplate to get Prot 2 that way. After crafting a new chestplate and new leggings, I was able to enchant them both with protection and then upgrade them both to Prot 2. And then it was time to get back on the hunt. I had now found a player with a netherite chestplate, and this time it was my turn to use the Sculk Weaver's lantern. This player had activated invincibility, which lasts for 15 seconds, so I decided to disengage until the time was up. After the time was up, I tried to hit him with the wither sickles, but I don't think that they worked. And his weapon was very, very powerful, so it sent me on the run. Until a couple more players came along and mixed up the battle. I was thankful for those 2 players coming along because it gave me an opportunity to go for somebody who didn't pose me as much of a threat. Being at 0-0, there was tons of people in the area, so I needed to be very cautious of the fights that I was picking. One wrong move could lead to my death. Even with a third party coming into the battle, I wanted to stay in this because I had a lot of heals and I felt like if I needed to, I could take both of them down. Eventually, the third party split off and it was just me and him again. He tried to keep me pinned in this hole, but my sword was too strong and he couldn't take the damage. In the end, his best bet would have been trying to keep me in the hole anyways. GG. After getting our 5th kill, we had now secured our 7th legendary. This is the most legendaries I've ever had, and honestly, I felt like I pretty much had every one in the game. Oh shit, I did not see that guy. Hold up, let's get out of here a little bit. Somebody with a happy gas was trying to third party us with fireballs, so I decided the best option was to trap us both inside of the Sculk Weaver's lantern. But just like last time that I tried this person's weapon was really strong and they had me in a web, critting me out. I thought that this might be the end, but I placed water and I was able to make it out alive. I then got a huge combo back on them, and then they got a couple more hits back on me, and we both decided that we better go our separate ways for now. I went out to craft some more gaps and then also get a couple more apples just in case I found more gold down the road. And as I was buzzing down these trees, a player popped out of nowhere, nearly gave me a heart attack, but he didn't give me much trouble other than that. With 6 kills and now only 2 players remaining, I decided that it was time to head towards 0-0 and fight my final opponent. They say the third time is the charm, so I threw my Skulk Weaver one more time and prayed that this time it wouldn't be somebody with a super strong sword. But, to my disappointment, it was the person that I had fought before. I tried to heal as fast as I could, but my armor just simply wasn't good enough to withstand the hits. Hey guys, it's not a YouTuber. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I've been having a lot of fun making these videos for you guys so far. I hope that you guys are really enjoying them. I'm going to keep making them as much as possible. And if you guys do like them, make sure you sub, like the video, and leave a comment on videos that you want to see in the future. Thank you for watching, and peace.